Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. In today's video, I'm going to give you my top 10 4K Ultra HD releases for 2025 so far. Can't believe we are already midway through the year. It is flying by. But for this video, I want to give you what I feel are the top 10 4K releases so far of 2025. Now, normally when I do this video at the end of the year, I like to do two separate ones, new theatrical releases on 4K and catalog titles. But for the mid-year, I'm going to do a mixture of both. To be honest, there is a lot in either category. There were some really unexpected 4K releases this past 6 months, and I am very much looking forward to see what they have for us in the back half of the year. This is going to be my list. Yours will be very different, but I do encourage you to put in the comments what your top 10 releases for the 4K format are so far. And this is not about the film itself. This is purely based off of the audio and picture quality. So, of course, once again, you may feel differently. That's okay. But I am going to give you my 10, beginning with this one. My number 10 just snuck in right under the wire, and I gotta say, it is an outstanding visual transfer. I'm talking about the Warner Brothers Archive release of High Society. I think this was really one of their best efforts in recent memory. I mean, when the Warner Brothers Archive folks get together and put together some interesting stuff, they had, of course, The Searchers, which came out late last year. I would have definitely included it in this video if I could. But High Society, it's another outstanding effort. Visually, this looks fantastic. VistaVision really gives the picture a nice visual pop. I am very happy with it. It's nice grain structure. The print source is relatively clean. I didn't notice any real egregious blemishes or anything, but I was absolutely impressed with it. And it also has a very serviceable Dolby Atmos upgrade. You wouldn't think this kind of movie, even with the age, would warrant it, but there it is. No, it's not a demo audio experience, but there is some good expansion of the sound design. Some singing voices appearing, in various places around the surround environment. I think it's really good. Very clean audio source as well. I enjoyed it. I recommend this one to you. Check out High Society on 4K from Warner Brothers Archive. I think you'll agree it's one of the best so far. We've had some unexpected surprises arrive on 4K this past 6 months, and one of my all-time favorite movies finally arrived, and I was also really impressed with how it looked, considering this is a joint Disney-Sony release. Tombstone, once again, one of my favorites. I was just happy to get it on 4K, and even happier that the transfer is excellent. Love this one. It definitely beats out the old Blu-ray picture, hands down, no question about it. I enjoy it. It looks really good, nice and filmic. Really, I would say appropriate level of HDR and Dolby Vision applied to this. It doesn't make it too gaudy or visually just not what it used to be. I think it's very reserved, but I like how it looks. And no, we didn't get a audio upgrade for this. We just have the 5.1 more or less ported over from the previous release, and it's by itself, I think, a really good track. It's very energetic. There's some good surround environment stuff. I like it a lot. Yes, I would have liked an Atmos upgrade, but it's okay. So Tombstone on 4K, very happy to have it on the format. For my number 8, I would consider this one a very well-rounded 4K presentation of a new theatrical movie. I'm talking about the musical Wicked. It looks good. It has that, of course, Oz and the setting. It's a fantasy kind of film. I think it offers some really nice visuals aided by HDR. I think it looks really good. It doesn't look too, I would say, artificial or anything. I think the grading does a really good job. Gives you nice, visual punch to the colors, but not being too out there. And of course, the sound design, this being a musical, I think it sounds really good. The Atmos, it's a well done audio experience. Of course, the musical parts are going to be the strongest, and you do get a lot of the good immersive sound design stuff in the back half. Don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, I think there's some good height engagements in those scenes. And I think overall, it's a very good track. I think one of the better of the year. So yeah, I know Wicked isn't everybody's cup of tea, but if you choose to pick it up and you get the 4K, I think you'll have a really good experience. And number 7 is another semi-recent release, and I was very happy. Another Warner Brothers 4K. This time, the action comedy Lethal Weapon. I am a huge fan of the film, and the existing Blu-rays, quite frankly, are very dated. But we're given a nice visual bump as well as a new Dolby Atmos track, and I think both bring a lot to the table. I like how this looks. It's clean, very filmic. Grain is nicely preserved. It doesn't look like it's been just, managed to death. And I think HDR, really makes a good showing here. And of course, the Dolby Atmos. This is a late 80s action comedy. So the sound design is going to reflect that, but I think the Atmos does a good job with what it has to work with. Really enjoy it. It's a very nice experience. And you also have your choice of both the theatrical and director's cut. So you have both versions. I like the film. I'm really hoping that the sequels, when they eventually come out, are given the same treatment. I would be very happy. So Lethal Weapon on 4K, it is one of the best of the year so far. And my number 6 is from Arrow Video, and they have more than one entry on this list. But for this one, I'm going to go with Swordfish. This is a very entertaining type of movie to me. I saw it, of course, when it initially came out, and I didn't really think too much of it in the years after. I saw it once or twice, but I thought I would pick up the 4K, and I was very happy that I did because, wow, what they did to the picture on this one just blows away what I remember it being on previous releases. It looks excellent. Of course, Arrow Video is normally very good with disc encodes, and just their overall 4K presentation, awesome. I think it looks good. HDR and Dolby Vision. The film has a very unique palette to it, so I think it accentuates all those unique aspects very well. And the 5.1 on this one is also really good. Unfortunately, we didn't get an Atmos, but I think the sound design, it's very energetic and bombastic at times, and I think most people would be okay, with the existing audio. I think it really sounds good as is. So yes, Swordfish. It's a very, people have varying opinions, of course, but if you choose to pick it up, the 4K from Arrow Video is one of the best of the year. Sitting at number 5 is a movie that I think a lot of people would wish was not made, but I saw it. I liked it for what it was. It doesn't come nearly as close to the original, but Gladiator II on 4K from Paramount. If you're a fan, you're getting a very good 4K disc. Visually, looks stunning. I think this is a beautiful transfer. I'd expect nothing less from a modern day, film. But I think, of course, with HDR and Dolby Vision, it adds quite a bit of punchiness to the palette. I like how it looks. And the audio on this one is also equally impressive. I think if you are more of an audiophile than you are with picture, I think you're really going to enjoy it because there's a lot of great battles and action and fight scenes, and the Atmos is used to really good effect. Once again, not the best movie out there, but as I stated earlier in the video, this is about picture and audio. So if you enjoyed the movie, have no fear because the 4K of Gladiator II is one of the best of 2025. When you think of Sony and catalog releases, you know you are in good hands. And at my number 4, that will go to A Knight's Tale. Of course, you have the whole usual HDR Dolby Vision, and just the transfer itself, I think is done really, really well. Beautiful looking picture. Nice layer of grain. The visuals look really good with HDR and Dolby Vision. Nice visual flourish there. I like it. I think it's done justice and then some. And of course, this being Sony, they like to add the Dolby Atmos, and wow, I think this is great. The movie has never sounded better. You start out with the opening track from Queen, and you just feel it in your seats. And the Atmos environment is used very effectively. I think I like how this turned out. I think one of all the audio mixes on this list, this going from the existing Blu-ray to what we got on 4K, I think it really speaks volumes to the improvements. Really sounds good. Very good. So yes, love the movie. fan of it, but the 4K, I enjoy it a lot, and I think you will too. Another one of my favorite movies came out on 4K this year, and I couldn't be happier that Arrow Video got their hands on it, because we got both the theatrical and director's cut of Dark City. Wow. Easily going to make the end of the year list as far as catalog titles go. I have no doubt about it. But Arrow Video knocked this one out of the park. I think the picture is gorgeous, because it is. It's literally a dark kind of movie, but it's very clean, very filmic, and I think HDR and Dolby Vision, they hit all the right notes in a visual sense. And this is also given a new Dolby Atmos track, and I was very happy that both the theatrical and director's cut were treated equally. So whichever version you prefer, you get the Atmos. Love it. I love how this turned out on 4K. I could gush about this one all day long, but Dark City on 4K from Arrow Video, easily one of the best of the year, no doubt about it. So check this one out. Another one of my all-time favorite movies that I never thought would get to 4K because of this being a Disney or slash Fox release. I'm so happy that this deal with Sony came through, because that definitely has something to do with it. But Kingdom of Heaven, the director's cut, I think, oh wow, I am so happy that not only did we get a 4K of this, but it turned out really, really well. I'm also very pleased that it was included with the director's cut and not the theatrical version, because quite frankly, I don't know anybody who prefers the theatrical personally, but the director's cut adds a whole lot of story, and when you get that, given the whole 4K treatment, love it. HDR and Dolby Vision included, beautiful looking picture. I had no complaints whatsoever. I rated this pretty high in my actual review, and I'm just very happy. And yes, a Dolby Atmos mix was also included, and see this movie. If you have an Atmos setup, you are going to really enjoy it. Once again, another film that has some good battles in it. I think the sound design lends itself well to the Atmos. So yes, Kingdom of Heaven on 4K, available only as a steelbook, but one of my favorites of the year, so check it out. And finally, for my number one best 4K release of 2025 so far, that will go to Universal's release of Naseratu. I'm a big fan of the director, and when I heard he was doing a Nosferatu movie, I knew we were in good hands. But we also get a beautifully shot, and when it came to 4K, great looking picture. This is a dark film, and I think the shadows and night scenes are handled brilliantly. They look great. And there's not a whole lot of color to this, but I feel that HDR on this looks really solid. The visual style on this is very gothic and old, old time kind of has a style to it, but I think it looks awesome. And of course, you have in my opinion, one of the most hard-hitting audio tracks of the year, the Dolby Atmos. It's a banger. It is. It's a lot of thunderous oomph to it, some great sound design in the surround environment, and there's some good Atmos height engagement. I am very happy with how this one turned out. It's a solid film, really leans into the gothic horror, but you get the visual and the audio that you expect from a really well done 4K release. You get it here. So Nosferatu on 4K, it is my number one pick so far of 2025. So those are my top 10 4K releases so far of 2025. I will leave direct links to my titles that I listed in this video in the comments section. But now I want to hear from you. What were your picks for the top 4K releases so far of this year? Sound off down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.